Welcome everyone to the Chat League review. As the title mentions, this is going to have foul language. A lot of this is maybe self-directed at myself for disappointing you all to this point, but we're gonna fix this, and we're gonna fix it now. So we're gonna go in reverse order, and we're gonna cover all 17 lineups. So let's start with this one in last place. It's got a 5-man Rocky stack with Brett Gardner, Saladino, and Realmuto. Okay, here's the first thing I want to say. Your tournament lineups are only as strong as your weakest link. Go pull up any GPP. You know, where you can't give away spots. Tyler Saladino is hitting 207 with an OPS under 600. Unless it's like a miracle, you're not winning a fucking tournament with Tyler Saladino. You're just not. You know, like, I appreciate you trying to get cores in. What you can't do is get married to certain players and then in the process of being married to those players, punt spots in your lineup. Every player in your lineup needs to have home run upside. We'll get to one later where, like, that. It honestly was the one that really set me off. So, like, that is, you cannot punt spots. You cannot hand away spots. I mean, if you got questions too, ask in chat. Like, you can't be winning with this kind of, like, there's no upside here. None. Zero. You know, I understand you wanted to fit in Wheeler and Pomeranz. I get that, but you have to make the whole lineup work. All right, let's move on to the next one. We've got a 5-man Yankee stack with E5, Ramirez, Lindor, Pomeranz, and Andriese. Okay. Good lineup. Why? He's got a 5-man stack here of a pretty chalky team. He comes back with a 3-man of a not completely chalk team. These numbers are probably higher than he expected. And 2 quality pitchers. Now, Pomeranz didn't work out. Andriese did. Okay. Like, this lineup had upside. You're not going to hit every time, but it's correlated. The 3 he picked are somewhere near each other in the lineup, and the stack are all, but they don't have to be in a row, but in this case they were. Like, this is a good tournament lineup. Nike 3-3, you're off the hook. Let's see if there are any questions. All right. St. Paul Mick. All right, see what we got here. We've got a 4-man Rocky stack, or 3-man Rocky stack. 3-man Rocky stack. What is this? Like, you can't play Chris Bryant here. If you're gonna play a Rocky stack, okay, a wraparound Rocky stack, okay, but then play the wraparound stack. Like, this needs to be Arenado. You know, a 4-man Rocky stack in this situation is fine because they were going to always be low owned in this spot. But even, you know, that's fine. But you have to make it a 4-man. You can't play a one-off Chris Bryant here. Make your mind up. That being said, though, I don't mind this. I would have gone Rasmus here. Again, give yourself some correlation on Beckham and Dickerson, right? If I pull up the starting lineup page. The whole point of stacking, right, is to have correlation. So if you start taking guys from all over the lineup, so let me scroll down. Let me go find Tampa. Like, if you take the 1, 7, and 4, what's your correlation? You've got gaps of 2 in between. Like, if you go 4, 6, 7, that's one thing, but you can't be going 1, 4, 7. There's no correlation there. Like, either, you know, I understand you were trying to use up the shortstop spot, but then just move Dickerson to Rasmus and use that money somewhere else. Or they were the same price even. So just give yourself the correlation there. Bryce Harper one-off was low-owned in this tournament. He was very high-owned overall. Again, we've talked about chalk one-offs. We really are trying to avoid stuff that's over 22%. This is again, like, make this Arenado, you know, and then now you're kind of approaching it, right? Now you've got a 4-man stack, a 3-man stack with a one-off. All right, like, that's a little closer to what we're looking for. Can I zoom in a bit? Sure, we can do that. How's that? Does that work better? Let me know if that works. I'll wait here a second. So let me know if this sizing is good. I'm going to slide on to the next one here. Okay, so again, we've got another 5-man Cleveland stack. Sorry about that, by the way. Again, and then we've got guys with upside. So he took the 2-man here, Bellinger and Peterson. If you're going to do this, I don't play 2-man stacks. I always either go one-offs. You'll see, I'm a huge one-off guy. I actually went 2-off in this lineup, and it was a mistake, and we'll talk about why in a minute. But if you're going to play these two, throw in Grandal here. Like, give yourself the full 3-man, right? Give yourself the 3-man correlation. Because why? If you're playing a 2-man stack, you're basically saying that 2 guys have to go off without guys around them going off. It's very tough to pull that off. When it's a super, super low-owned team, by all means, you can do that, right? It's not going to come back and hurt you. But when you have teams even at 10%, that's when it's going to really hurt you. When you get near the top, like every half a point matters. You know, when you're down in the middle trying to make the cash lines, it won't. But if I pull up a tournament, right? So if I go pull up, you know, if I pull up a contest, right? Let's just pull up something here. Yeah. So we pull this up, right? You know, we scroll up to the top. Like 2 points, 3 points matters right here. Like if Cubs fan had another 4 points, let's say, you know, that's a $4,000 decision. So like it doesn't make a huge difference now when you're in the small numbers, but when you get near this top, like 4 or 5 point mistakes could be $1,000 mistakes. So that's kind of why I just make sure if you're going to do the 2-man, give yourself the 3-man. I actually think the Dodgers were kind of sneaky tonight in terms of power versus Nova, but definitely give yourself that up. Give yourself the 3-man there. But this is good. This is fine too. All right, Hobbs, let's go to you. You've got a 5-man Yankee stack. You did the same thing. You took the 2 off here. I can tell you, like Castellanos is only 200 more. Like when I can see what you. So like you were trying to fit in a pitcher, and you downgraded from Castellanos. But when you did that, you killed your 3-man stack. You killed the whole point of the stack. So I would have again gotten off Wheeler. I'm really surprised Wheeler was so high owned here. I really didn't see there's just not enough upside in that spot. Like he can be fine, but he's never gonna like win you a tournament in that spot. So you know, I think that's a little bit of a recency bias here. And I know Hobbs, you hate the Giants, so that doesn't help things either. So we got in chat here. One more Zoom would be better. We can do one more Zoom. Let me know if that's good. I'm going to make the screen a little bigger. That should be good. Let me know if it's not. So again, like I could see what you were trying to do, but again, like it didn't quite work. So instead of reworking the lineup, you just made like a quick sub, and you're like, okay, this will be fine. Like every roster spot matters. Every single roster spot matters. You can't make a mistake. Like it sounds so nitpicky, right? Of course you're gonna make mistakes. I'm not saying that. You know, you'll see. I made one. I made one on this team, and it's gonna cost me money, and we'll talk about it when we get there. So Boston Eagle, he ran a 4-man Yankee stack, 4-man Indians. Carrasco, Wheeler. Again, I don't think Wheeler had any upside in this spot. You know, like if you were up near the top, I think someone would have beat you with a more upside pitcher here. But it's fine. It's 4-4. It looks fine. You guys don't seem to use one-offs a lot either. Like embrace one-offs too. Like the whole reason I have my model is to provide you ISO one-offs. Like there's nothing wrong with using 3 one-offs at all. Let's go check out Mario's lineup. So he went with a 5-man Diamondback stack here. So he used one-offs. He went with McCann, who's got 16. He went with Cano, who homered, and then Diaz. Think I would have gotten Didi DeGregorius here, buddy. Low-owned shortstop with power against Edelman in a small. But I don't mind Diaz against Straley if you really were a fan of that. But again, he's giving himself upside, right? Notice how he's not punting a spot. Like Diaz has 2 home run upside. Cano has 2 home run upside. James McCann has 2 home run upside against a lefty. He gave himself a shot to hit the max ceiling, which is all you can ever ask yourself. Obviously, this lineup failed because of Pomeranz, but that's going to happen, right? That he gave himself upside. All right, Blue Dog. buddy. This is the one that set me off. So, like, a 4-man Washington stack. Okay, I get it. But you can't be playing stacks without the best hitter on the team. Without a very, 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 very good reason. And you don't have one because you played Aaron Judge. Like, I understand that you were trying to make it work around your pitching. But again, you can't sacrifice stacks to make yourself feel safe about pitching. You have to be giving yourself a chance to reach the upside. If Washington scores 11 runs, right, and you're trying to win a tournament, what are the odds that Washington has 11 runs without Bryce Harper doing something great? Sure. Is it going to happen 2 times a season? Sure. Do I want to start building lineups like that now? I just don't see it, right? So, like, you overpaid for Rendon. Why don't you maybe if you're going to play Harper, get off Rendon, or just get off of Pomeranz, slide down a little bit, and then let me get to the point that you can't play Ben Revere as a one-off. He has no power, upside. One-offs are all about upside and power. You're not going to win a GPP taking safe one-offs. Almost never. Your stack will have to be like 0.5% owned and go absolutely bananas to get away with it. It just doesn't work. And I might add, Ben Gamel was the same price. He's a guy who can hit 15, 20 home runs in a pitcher's park against the pitcher that can't get lefties out. So it looks great. Ben Revere has 19. You could have had another 18 here, Blue Dog. All right, so let's keep rolling on. I'm going to discriminate against everyone's lap at this point. Pack, you ran a five-man Cleveland team here. Again, pitching options, okay. But you went with power one-offs here. Mookie, Judge, Wieters. Like, see this? 37? So, if he plays in any other one-off, and it's, he's got a big gap in this tournament, but 118 is a lot better than, 102 or 103. He gave himself, like, if the Cleveland stack hits, this one-off is going to differentiate him from all the other Cleveland stacks. This is how I want to see it. I want to see yourself getting it doesn't have to be Mookie Betts. It could be someone else. But give yourself someone who's got upside at that. Like, that's the goal. Like, there are days where maybe your stack doesn't do quite this bad, but is mediocre, and you get a one-off with 40, and you cash. That's what we want you to do. One-offs can serve as not only ways to get yourself to the top, but as bailouts. You got a bad stack, but you're a 5% one-off hits 2 home runs. Boom. You get that min cash that you weren't going to get. That counts. That's money you saved. So this is very good, though. I like this. But I'm not going to get into player selection. I'm more focused on the construction here. So Potts, let's see here. You got also a 5. You did a 4-man Cleveland with a 3-man New York. 1, 2, 3. So a 4-man Cleveland with a. Why do I feel like I'm missing a spot? 1, 2, 3, 4. A 3-man New York, and one off of Avisel. Okay, so again, I like this, right? You went with the 4-man Cleveland. You gave yourself a one-off. You decided to play Avisel against a home run. This guy can hit 2 home runs. Now, Yandy Diaz, to make that happen, probably not the best decision. Again, like, he sucks. Like, there's all the name in terms of trying to, like, fit a stack in and being different. But this isn't the way to be different. Be different by playing, fading Kipnis and playing Almonte. Give yourself someone who can get you speed and power, right? Not just some guy who will be lucky to get you 10 points. But the rest of that was good. All right, our reader. Let's see what we got here. We've got a 4-man Minnesota with a 3-man. So again, you did a 2-off here as well with Harper and Murphy. Again, there's a lot of Washington stacks out there. It's going to be tough to win a tournament if Washington hits their ceiling, because odds are Zimmerman or Trey Turner also got there. So this is kind of tough. But you did give yourself upside. Stanton, Harper, and Murphy, of course, are big upside plays, as is James McCann. So as we can see, this lineup is better. It's closer to the top. All right, Woody. let's see, you went with a 4-man Tampa stack with a 3-man White Sox stack and Rob. Okay, so this is fine. You know, would I play the White Sox? No, but we're not going to worry about content. So, you know, he gave himself, again, stack, a one-off with upside, and he paid up at pitching. You know, solid score, 132. Not bad. So let's keep on rolling here. And I'm not getting any more points. This is no fun. Anderson. All right, let's look at this. So we've got a 1%. So he, what the hell did you do? A 3-man course with, yeah. So like, if you're gonna play course, guys, you can't wuss out. Go in or go out. Like, there's always gonna be core stacks on the board. And again, it is so hard for just like a 3-man to win in cores. Like, if you hit the ceiling in cores, like, there's going to be other cores teams that beat you with 4 or 5 guys. You can't kind of half a hedge on cores. You're either in or you're out. There's certain situations on other teams you can that are less owned, but you can't get away playing 3-mans in cores. Like, it's just, it's not worth it. If you're going to play it, play it. And stack fully. Like, just stack. Like, this is a 3-3-2. Like, gotta have at least one with 4. Like, gotta at least have one with 4 on DraftKings. You know, if I go back up here to the tournament, right? You see 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4, 3, 1. If I pull up all the way to the top, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? God, Keon Broxton. That's tilting to look at. But like I talked about Ben Gamble, like he's 3K. So like the same price you got the one of Ben Revere's 2 home runs, you could have gotten yourself this kind of upside. We look at Papa Gates again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1 off. Like these are the type of things that you're gonna give yourself access to. All right, back to the tournament. So yeah, stack. Good job. See what you did here. You also you went with a 4-man Milwaukee stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you played 4-1 us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I think you got to find the 5th one here, or pick like. I just don't. What's the upside of a guy like Andrew Benintendi as a one-off? What's his, like, he could hit a home run, sure, but the odds of him hitting 2 home runs? Just, I get he had a great game last game, but, like, that's kind of the ceiling. And I guess nothing wrong with that, I guess, but when you're for 4,400, I would like to take a guy that I know can hit 2 home runs in this spot. Like an Eric Thames or, you know, I kind of just think the way you spent this salary in one-offs could have been spent better. Like, if you pay down at catcher to James McCann and you don't pay, you know, and you kind of pay up here from Cesar. I just don't think your one-off selection gave yourself the maximum ceiling here. Like, it's okay. I just don't know what I don't see the max ceiling here. I think you'll be okay. I just don't think you're ever going to, like, your one-offs here are never going to propel you all the way. So let's do Critchie. He ran a game stack here. 1, 2, 3, 4. A 5-man and a 3-man. With Morton and Andriese, just a little short. Pena left you down, and you didn't play Broxton. You understand my pain. You know, 35 more points. You're winning this thing. The 1v1s in baseball are stupid. Like, they could be 50-point decisions, which is just silly. But all right, we'll skip me. We'll go to the top. So we've got. Let's see what we got here. We've got a Tampa stack. 1, 2, 3. 4, 9, I think, right? Is that what that is? 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, okay. I probably am not wrapping around with Sucre very often here. I would have tried to find the 400 for James McCann. Like, again, he sucks. Like, don't punt positions. Here, and then so he went with Segura as a one. He played Segura, Gamble. So here, like, you ditch Longoria, give yourself the 3-man Segura, Gamble, Seager, and then kind of rework the one-offs a little bit. See, like, all right, so at least he picked a one-off that's hot. Like, you know, it's he has 2 home run upside. Like, he's done it. I mean, everyone theoretically has 2 home run upside, but like you've seen it. He's priced cheap, like fine. It wouldn't have been the spot I picked, but it's fine. Upside. There's upside there. So yeah, I don't mind the Rap stack. I think I would have tried to get Sucre out of it and get Rasmus in at the value and kind of rework that, but it's fine. It's going to win probably. So let's go look at mine, and there's a mistake here. So I went with the 4-man Tampa as well. And so originally I didn't have this combination. I had Bellinger and there's a 3,900 short third baseman. Why can't I think of his name? Let's see if I can find him on the Carolinas page real quick. Was it Maikel Franco? Might have been. Yeah, okay. So it was Maikel Franco and Bellinger, right? So when I did that, I was giving myself 4 one-offs: McCann, Cozart, so I had 4 different teams here. I didn't want to play Ricky Weeks. I considered that, but I kind of Jack Jams was on the home run hunter. And Bellinger against Nova, lefty powered. I kind of wanted a piece of it. So this was kind of a spot I considered. I kind of wanted to fit. But when I made the move to Castellanos to get Jock in over Bellinger, I should have noticed that I had a 2-man here. I should have added Justin Upton over Jock Jams here to give myself the 3. And if I had done that, I actually would have been able to move off Cozart to a shortstop that would have had more points. So I probably cost myself 10 to 12 points here. And this was, having this 2-man and not noticing it is a mistake. It comes back to bite you. I'm kind of mad about it. Like I hope I don't get bailed out by Jack. Like I deserve to get punished for it. So I think that's all the lineups. So I'm going to head back in the chats here, see if we got some questions here. So let's see. So yes and no. Like you have to, like a popular play, yes, but it's not don't take the best play. So like when my example I use, right, is the Rockies. I take out Cargo. Cargo's is a boom bust play. He's a high strikeout guy, home run guy. And he's not the best player in the stack. That's Arenado or Blackman. He's like the 3rd best player that's very popular. So that's the spot I would attack. So like on Nationals, right, I'd make one without Zimmerman or Murphy. Like that I could see myself doing. But it's just very odd rare that the team goes off without the best player on the team being a part of it. Yeah, Matt, exactly. Yeah, well, PNL's drunk. Matt, what's your username? Yeah, that's Brett. You want to break it up. I see what you're saying. You didn't want to break that up. So, yeah, but you still plug in McCann here, right? And just break up Gamble and play Rasmus. Like I get what you're saying. Then just punt, then get off of Segura, go down. Right? So like if you didn't want to break it, then just get yourself off of this. This is a one-off. Like sure he's got upside, but this isn't exactly like, like Segura's replaceable as a one-off to make your stack better. So I just at that point then fine. Throw in whatever catcher you want, get off of Segura, and keep the stack intact. Either way. but you kind of can't leave yourself in this spot where you punted a guy who had no chance of a ceiling. Yeah, I would ditch Lamb against lefties, sure. I would be more likely to ditch Tomas against a righty, let's say. Or I don't even know if I ditch Pollock with a stolen base upside. So like when I'm ditching a guy, I really want it to be a high K guy, a high strikeout, high power guy. Those are the type of guys that I'm willing to leave off. But like the well-balanced guys that can get there so many different ways are not the ones I'm leaving off. Because if I want to leave the best player off the stack, the question then becomes, how good is that stack? Paw's tough because he just gets you there in so many ways, right? Steals, walks. So it's tough to leave guys like that out of stacks. Because if you think the stack is going to keep churning over, like those are the guys that are going to have multiple opportunities. It's the heavy home run or bust guys that can kind of, get outs and not kill a stack that you're kind of moving. What influences your starting pitcher positions? So like there's a lot of that's definitely a separate video. There's a bunch in the archive too on pitcher selection that PML of Winning have done. But pitching selection video is the next one on the to-do list. But basically, I'm looking for guys that have high strikeout rates, don't give up the most hard contact in the world, and are facing a team that is at the better side of their platoon split. So a guy like Andriese, he was facing a bunch of right-handed hitters today. Like that's a situation I want to see. I don't want to be seeing a guy who's facing a majority of the hitters on his weak side of his platoon. But there'll definitely be an in-depth pitching video. That's next. But yeah, there wasn't a ton of great value options. So like I paid up. If you go back to my lineup, right, you saw here I paid up. I played Carrasco and Scherzer. I got them both in. So those are the type of things that you can kind of work around from time. In retrospect, I really wish I had got in retrospect, I really need to get Upton in this lineup. Like it's a huge mistake not having Upton. And it's bugging me. I don't know if Upton's even done anything, but it just bugs me seeing Jock Jams here over Upton. It's a big mistake. Yeah, I normally plug in the stack first, and then try to plug in the pitchers that I want and see what I can do with one-offs. But if it doesn't work, I'm flexible. Like it depends on the slate. Like if I like this, if I believe in the stack or the pitching more. It really just comes down to what I'm most confident in. I'm going to put the thing I'm most confident in first, and then go from there. Oh, good God. I didn't want to lose more money. I was enjoying the amount of money I had. Lame. Jesus. Well, I wasn't playing Alonso today, so I guess I wasn't going to win all the money. It'd be nice if I can get some more hits, though, and even get another 10 points. Getting back into that 150 range. That'd be nice. So, all right, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. I'll leave this up here for a little bit. I'll probably actually put the podcast in the podcast page. So if you're looking for that, I will put it in the podcast page. If people are looking for it, it will be in the podcast page. I want to leave this video at the front because I think it's super important. With that, everybody, good luck.